Hi everybody, welcome to another career tutorial. I'm cripeman, and what we're going to do this time through is we're going to make a little bit of rust. Um, Now, this isn't just going to be good techniques for rust. It's a good technique for moss, just any place where you want to have a good, interesting texture. Uh, these techniques I'm going to show you today are going to be how you can do that. Now, you notice I have a color gradient loaded up. This is to kind of save you the trouble of watching me pick colors for this, but basically I got a little bit of green here, kind of a reddish brown here, a little bit of an orangish brown here, and it's driven by a gradient with a turbulence of 12%. And this is the picture that we started out with. I'm not going to need any of that. Zoom in a little. And that's what we got. Now, let's tweak this a little bit. Jump in here. Uh, Now the gradient's a good start. Let's go ahead and multiply this guy. Color gradient with gradient, and we're going to multiply the gradient by some noise. And you have four different kinds of noise down here. We're going to go with Fractal this time, but check the other ones out. The other ones are pretty good too. Notice how that's broken down. Let's go ahead and go over here. I like this particular noise because it has these little veins in it. This does too. Well, they all do, I guess, basically, but these are a little bit more pronounced. Check that out. See how it breaks it up a little bit? That's kind of what we want. Let's go ahead and transform it on the y-axis by about 5. And see how it looks like it's starting to go down the wall. That's what we want it to do. And you can kind of tweak it around a little bit. You can do your brightness, give it a little bit more of the base texture if you want. Drag it over, kind of close it up if you want, which this is probably what we're going to do here. This is what we're going to do here. You can scale it. 5. And just you can go nuts with this thing. Just there are so many different things you can do with it, but we're only going to do a few of them today. This is going to be what we're going to use here. Let's go ahead and grab our multiply. Let's copy this and then paste it in the bump. And let's multiply our fractal. Multiply our fractal by a mixer, and this mixer is going to contain all our cellular stuff, and this is where your bumps are going to really start this is where they start to get interesting. Let's grab let's go ahead and make a cellular. Let's go ahead and do that, and that's fine. Let's copy this, paste, and paste. And I want these exact same bumps, and I want them to be scaled down. You don't have to do this. It's actually probably better if you don't stay consistent with your bumps. But you notice how I have 100% here, half of that here, and then this the smallest value for your scale down here. Check this out. And you see how the bumps were made on each other? Actually, I'm going to invert that. I'm going to do that differently. But you notice how the bumps are there's a variation in the bump. There's a variation in the variation, and that's kind of what we're wanting to do. But actually, I want this one to be the smaller one, the middle one, and 100%. There you go. It's like I said, it's a slight difference, and this is one of the shaders where you're going to probably tweak it a whole lot. You can get some really, really good results with it, though. Um, Actually, let's scale that noise back a little bit. Let's do 2, and make sure you keep track of where your exact values are. 2. I want to do the same thing to my fractal here as here if I mess with this. And you notice how the bumpiness mainly happens on where the rust part is. That's what we want. Now, let's go ahead and copy this, paste it in the highlight. You can make it as shiny as you want to. And this is one good thing about it. I mean, with the this one good thing about it is the cellular part of it makes it seem more natural. Uh, so this naturally occurring thing of rust can be done with this technique. Moss, any kind of anything that you need an interesting texture, you can use this same technique. Let's go ahead and tweak this up a little bit. Let's make it slightly shiny. And see how it's kind of broken up. These are good things. But color aside, this is pretty much what you want to do. Now, to really get a good dramatic rust effect, you're also going to have to probably pay attention to this guy right here. Your lighting is really is the thing that is going to help drive this thing more than anything. If you're trying to set a mood with your rust, then you want to kind of tweak your lights too. Kind of tweak your lights too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Play around with it. There are a lot of other variations you can do on this exact same theme, and make your image just a little more interesting. So anyway, that's it for this time. I'm Cripeman, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye.